We'll wait a few minutes for Miss Jones and a few other students. Oh well, let's just begin. Guess it's going to be a small, intimate group.
Kinda neat.
Whatever.
Well, it's all in the way you look at things, I suppose. I'm honored to be your guest speaker today for Philosophy 101. Let me start by asking, do you think life is a culmination of our choices or simply fate? Case in point, after volunteering on RFK's presidential and Tom Bradley's mayoral campaigns, I was inspired to become the first woman in Congress. Instead, my body was one of 6 found on August 9th, 1969 at 10050 Cielo Drive in the Hollywood Hills. By the time the weekend was over, there would be 8. They were known as the Manson murders in honor of the man responsible for them. My name is Abigail Ann Folger, but you can call me Gibby. When I was born, Daddy was serving in the South Pacific. When he was informed of my birth, I guess first-time father nerves took over, and he couldn't stop stuttering when he tried to say my name. Well, his shipmates overheard and christened me Gibby. But it could have been worse. My mama, Inez Mejia, was called Pooey. Well, they divorced when I was young, but Mama always said she just knew that when she saw Daddy at age 9, she knew they were fated to be married. Thoughts? Any other children of divorce here?
I am. My mother cheated on my father with the next door neighbor. Of course, in the beginning, I'm sure they both thought their marriage would last forever, but Mama chose to be with someone else and Daddy decided to divorce her, so as far as fate goes, it's doubtful.
Yeah. Mine divorced my father on the grounds of extreme cruelty. Wound up marrying his young secretary. He liked her typing. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I thought this was going to be Philosophy 101, not Marriage 101.
Okay, fair enough. I'll get to the point. Why was I murdered? Well, tell me, thoughts?
Hell, how would I know?
Unacceptable.
I don't know.
Come on, I did everything right. I was the perfect daughter. I was raised to excel academically, in fox hunting, in tennis, piano. I had the debutante ball of the season. In fact, Mama was so proud when I graduated from Radcliffe with honors. She told everybody I graduated from Harvard.
That's right. Radcliffe and Harvard used to be single-sex schools.
Yeah, they did. And see, she wasn't able to graduate her French boarding school for helping a classmate elope.
Marriage ruins everything.
Boy, I even joined the Catholic Club. The Gilbert and Sullivan Players in college, which, eventually led to the hasty pudding ceremonies.
I love the theater.
Okay, come on. Let's just take a hold of this second here. All of this fun and all this interesting stuff, but what kind of choices did you make?
Don't tell me you're blaming the victim.
I am not saying that. I'm just saying that maybe she is thinking of herself as a victim and she wasn't.
In college, I wrote my thesis on the politics of Christopher Marlowe's plays. He was an atheist, but a big believer in fate, especially love at first sight. He was jailed for his beliefs, but before he could be tried, he was stabbed to death over his bar tab. Elizabethan England felt that the nature of his demise was inevitable, heathen that he was. Many felt the same way about my friends and me. We were druggies, Satanists, gamblers.
Were you?
Really?
I experimented like everyone else during the 1960s, but that night in particular, I went to bed early to practice my speed reading. My lover, Wojtek, was asleep on the couch in the den when our killers broke in.
Okay, what about Wojtek? What was he doing? And the others, what were they doing?
There lies a question. Was it fate or the coincidence of my choice to be there that night that played a role in my death?
Why were you there?
Well, it's a long story, but after attending the Monterey Pop Festival, I returned to the Gotham Book Mart where I worked. And one night I met Wojtek Frykowski at a party we gave for author Jerzy Kosinski. For me, it was love at first sight. He spoke no English, and I spoke no Polish, but we both spoke French. He moved into my apartment, and I showed him the city. And he kept piles of notebooks, humongous piles of notebooks on American culture. He wanted to meet up again with his childhood friend, Roman Polanski, who'd already become a big-time director in Hollywood. After RFK was assassinated, it was hard for me to stay in New York anymore. It's just too many memories. So I drove us to Los Angeles and rented us a house off Laurel Canyon. Long story short, Roman Polanski was in Europe working on a film, and he asked us to stay with his wife, Sharon Tate, who was 8 months pregnant.
No good deed goes unpunished.
So did you know your killers?
None of us did.
Okay, there seems to be something a little bit haywire here. What about your lover boy? He doesn't, all he speaks is Polish. He doesn't speak any English. Why was he even there?
He was a champion swimmer and a boxer. He claimed to be a writer and director. Nobody had seen his work. He'd been married to a wealthy woman, but he got in trouble with the Polish government and had to leave her and their young son behind, fearing for his life in the middle of the night.
Oh, you women and your bad boys. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Tell us about your social work, Miss Folger.
Turned out to be a bust. You know, some social workers, well, first of all, I was waking at dawn to work in Pacoima and South Central Los Angeles. And I tell you, some social workers could go home, take a bath, wash off their day. I couldn't. Suffering just got under my skin.
Back to Romeo.
Roman had gotten him a job building movie sets, but he quit. He didn't like being told what to do.
His friends? Who'd he hang with?
Cass Elliott's boyfriend most of the time. You know, at this time, odd packages were arriving at our house in my name, but he never let me open them. Okay, we were fighting more and more. He was furious because I wouldn't buy him the patent for the hallucinogen MDA. It would have made him LA's main supplier.
Okay, there has to be a woman involved.
Shut up.
No offense, Miss F.
You know, he used to call me that, or Lady Fulge, when he was mad.
Okay. The 60s was peace, love, sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Yeah. While I was doing social work, he was partying and taking pictures of naked women.
Really? How do you know for sure?
Because he used my camera. Oh, I was a mess. I was seeing my psychiatrist, Dr. Flicker, 5 days a week. But you know, on my last appointment, on that very last day, he helped me see that in order for there to be significant changes in society, laws needed to be changed. I needed to be that change. So I decided to go to law school. Oh, I could not wait to get home and tell my younger brother Peter, because I had just teased him endlessly when he went. Peter, please, why become a lawyer when you can just hire one? See, I was scheduled to fly into San Francisco the next day to celebrate my 26th birthday with my family.
Instead of celebrating your birthday, they were planning your funeral.
Okay, you say these people broke into the house, right? You were there sleeping or reading, and your boyfriend was sleeping on the couch, and the other people...
Sharon and Jay Sebring were in her room talking. Stephen Parent was in his car after visiting the caretaker, leaving on the driveway. He was on the driveway when they stopped him. He was leaving.
So these people, the killers, call them the killers, they broke into the house,
Cut the telephone wires,
broke in.
gathered us together.
How many of them were there?
4. 3 came in, 1 stayed outside. She was their lookout. I begged her to help us, but she just stood there staring. Eyes vacant. Cold.
Okay, weapons used.
Gun. Knives. I told them, I give up. I'm already dead. I'm already dead. They just kept stabbing.
Okay, they chose to bring the weapons and use them.
Yet they're heroes to some people. Icons. I was in love. I wanted to help others.
Matter of choice?
Mine.
As for murder,
Theirs. Theirs. I don't hate anybody. I never did. I forgive them. It's just that I had so much more living left to do.